Test, test, 1, 2, test, 1, 2. Psst, 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 psst. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time, space, my fellow sim pilots. Interesting day for America. Again. Yeah, yesterday was something. I'm still not quite recovered from yesterday and last night. It was a long, long day yesterday and a long night last night. And I see Rent-A-Cow's already out there. Hey, if you're out there and you're now watching, the Discord is open. So if you'd like to hop in today and join me in the live stream. Okay, so today our trip is inspired by yesterday's events. We're gonna go celebrate, and we're gonna go to Mar-a-Lago, but we didn't just want to make it a short little flight. We wanted to make it, interesting, a little bit of a sightsee. So I'm sorry I couldn't create a plan for this. When you try to create a plan for this, you can't really build one linearly, and then building one on here is kind of weird. I should probably create one in Simbrief, but ran out of time. But anyway, just follow along. We're going to start down here at Miami International, right? So KMIA. If you want to fly along, multiplayer is on. I'm on the West Coast server. If you'd like to join me, then I'm not really forming a group. If you'd like to form a group, we can. There's Chris. Just started. Got to go. Bye-bye. Okay. So we're going to go from Miami International, and we're going to cruise down and head to Key West. We're going to go all the way down here to the Keys. And then we're going to cruise all the way along the Keys, enjoying all this, and try to download some better maps for this area to see how that is. And we're going to keep cruising up, back up here, all along the coast, and make our way back up to the Palm Beach area. And Mar-a-Lago is right around here. I want to say, yeah, that's right. It's right in here somewhere. So I've got the coordinates, and the coordinates are, there it is, in the chat room. Okay, and then we're going to land over here at KPBI Palm Beach. So let's get to it, shall we? I'm using an icon today. Probably not the best choice. It's not very fast. But I'm in no hurry today. Are you? Okay, so let me spawn in here, and then we'll load up a Bushtalk in case there's any interesting points of interest along the way that we can find out about. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you don't feel, I hope you're not feeling bad today. I hope you're feeling good today. Okay. I hope you're feeling good. Even if you voted the opposite way, I hope you don't feel too bad today. And that's not the intention. And we've been saying that since before 2017 is, you know, we're not the enemy. We've never been the enemy. The fight has never been with each other. The fight has always been looking inward towards Washington and the problems inside of our government. So it's so funny looking back all the way back before 2016 on how many things that we agreed on needs to change. These things need to change. We've got to get this under control. We've got to get our government under control. And we all agreed on everything. So then we finally get a candidate who says, hey, I'll address those issues. And all of a sudden we're the enemy, you know? And so Rob Schneider put it out there today. So you're going to see a lot of talk in the next couple of days about, look, there's no bipartisanship. We're not going to play nice. And that does not extend to fellow citizens of this country. This is purely political, and it's strictly business, you know? So I've been seeing lots and lots and lots of meltdown videos. People are saying, we're not going to ever let you forgive this. You're, you know, again, you're the enemy, trying to just keep the drama going on. And, you know, that's that's not what we want. Okay, so Bushtalk's loaded up. A lot of folks over here today. There's Commander Chaos. What we're going to do as soon as we take off, Trump has a lot of golf courses all over the place. And Rent-A-Cal pointed that out last night. And so we started looking around. And he owns a golf course just once we get in the air, it's just right over here. This is live weather. I might have to change things to make it a little bit prettier for us today. A little bit overcast. Let me do that now. Test. Okay. Double checking. All right, let's turn off live weather to make it pretty today. We really want to see all the lovely water as we head down to the Keys. So, looking at the map here, I want to show you where we're at and where Doral is at. Okay. So Trump owns basically, as I understand, all of this over here. So this is Doral, the golf course. Trump National Doral. So we're going to take off from here. Again, it's just a couple of blocks. Fly around Doral, and then we're going to start heading south down to Key West. So I'm glad this particular icon does have the autopilot function. So at least you can just kind of put it in a sightsee mode. Okay. Without further ado, nobody ever says, hold on, just a little bit more ado. It's always without further ado. But yeah, they never say, well, hang on, just a bit more ado. and then we'll be on our way. I'm still set up in helicopter mode, aren't I? Yep. So, yeah, and if you're tuning in, you're like, you jerk, I can't believe you, you know. Look, I'm sorry if you feel sore. That's not the intention at all. It never was. It never was. The fight is not between us. Never has been. All right, gear up. Hello, Nesheld. Hello, Thomas. All right. There's Rent-A-Cow. I see him over there. C172, it says. I am heading to Doral. Sorry, let me pause. I lost my map. I need to keep this in sight here to stay on track for the moment. Okay, being maps. And we are, where does it have us? Not you. I'm sorry, wrong map. Okay, map. Hasn't updated. Well, that's weird. See if this updates now properly. Okay, well, either way, it looks like it is to the left, right here. Rent-A-Cow inspired this trip last night. It was his suggestion, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. I've never been. I've been to Florida once. Okay, so this is... Let's see, is this the golf course here? It's hard to see with all the trees. Pause again and get a bearing. It says I'm not there. Because I must take a hard left. Looks like Rent-A-Cow's over the area. I should have just went that way. He's over there saying, hey, I'm over here. There's a lot of industry right around the area.
Yo.
Hey, good afternoon.
I'm at the golf course.
I see that. I'm heading towards you right now. I am just on the outskirts of the golf course. Let me pause again and make sure that your audio channel is not. I don't have the desktop up. And I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator audio on and desktop off. Okay, good. How are you today? Are you recovered?
Oh yeah.
All right, so this is the Doral golf course of his. One of the nice things about this icon, at least when you got Microsoft Flight back in the day, some of the activities that you could do were, you know, flying around golf courses doing these tight turn missions, gathering up coins and such. A lot of people give Microsoft Flight crap, but I loved it. I loved it. Oh, it even says Trump on the roof there. Wow, this is nice. A nice lake. AutoGen doesn't know what to do with these trees here. I couldn't sleep, man. I was up till 6 this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, kept watching this, kept watching that, kept watching the Twitter feed. And then this morning right away everybody's like, "Oh my god, I'm not really too much into, I guess, wanting to watch people suffer and have a breakdown over this." But, you know, that was the kind of the spirit of the morning. It's like, okay, here comes all these people that are just, you know, horrible people in the media, and they're all coming on this morning. It's time to start watching everybody break down. And boy, they really were. They're afraid. I think they're very afraid. You know, from my point of view, sir, people with too much power, and even in the media, you know, there's playing dirty, and then there's playing dirty. Okay, and these people played dirty. I mean, to the point of, you know, you've crossed a line, and they're all really afraid right now that he could go after them for breaking the law, and for a lot of things, and I think rightly so. I mean, I think we've had enough. We've had enough of everybody's shenanigans. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start heading. Let me go ahead and pause. One more look at the golf course and the Doral area, and then we're going to start heading south. Are you landed? You're down on the course? Oh, you're at the clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm about to take off.
You were doing some amazing short takeoff and landings at the White House yesterday. Fantastic stuff, man. You really know your plane.
That plane's super overpowered, though. Like, not even hard.
Well, for you, maybe. For you. I see you taking off there. Well, you definitely got plenty of green space.
A little bump. Oh yeah, we're in the.
And you're up. All right. So this thing does have autopilot. And all I need to do is get it into heading mode. Okay, so we need to turn south. I'm kind of facing south. Nah. Yeah. I love autopilot.
Sandfly.
All right. I'm going to head at the moment on course heading 210. See what that does. Probably need to go a little more, but I'll stick with 210 for right now. Come on, nose up, nose up. Come on, there you go.
I'm gonna head out towards the beach.
All right. Thank you. Hit Alt first. Autopilots will always try to kill you. And the heading bug is wrong. He changed the heading of this thing. Well, better turn that off for now.
Miami Tower, Kinney is 123 frequency change. Miami approach, Kinney is 123 is type icon 5 miles west of Miami 600 feet.
Have you ever been to Florida?
Clearance to transition Bravo
Yep.
airspace.
Yeah, I saw a space shuttle launch. The
Oh, did you really?
last one, yeah. That was what, 2013? No, 2011, I think. STS-135.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace, Kinney is 123.
I can't figure out how to get this thing.
We're kind of going the wrong way.
Am I?
I mean, I'm gonna head out towards the beach.
And then go south to. I'm thinking I'm heading towards Key West.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna follow the beach and then follow the highway up
Okay.
instead of just straight lining it over the middle of nothing.
Damn you. Need to find a manual for this thing. All right, off to our port side here is going to be the Miami Zoo. That would have been cool to see a shuttle launch. How far away were you?
Right across from it, pretty much. A couple of miles, maybe 5-6 miles.
So that's something that you can feel through your whole body then, for sure.
Yeah, and also it was echoing off all the hotels around on the beach.
Yeah, huh?
So yeah, it was wild.
I'm surprised that, you know, all the windows don't blow out for miles around.
Well, it's rumbly, but it's not really a boom.
Well, this zoo of theirs is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm over the Miami Zoo right now.
Miami and is the largest zoo in Florida. Originally established in 1948 at Crandon Park in Key Biscayne, Zoo Miami relocated in 1980 as Miami Metro Zoo to the former location of the Richmond Naval Air Station, southwest of Miami in southern metropolitan Miami-Dade County, in the center of the census-designated places of Three Lakes, South Miami Heights, Palmetto Estates, and Richmond West. The only tropical zoo in the continental United States, Zoo Miami houses over 3,000 animals on almost 750 acres, 324 acres of which are developed. It is 4 miles around if walked on the path, and features over 100 exhibits. The zoo's communications director is wildlife expert and photographer Ron McGill. Zoo Miami is accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
So were you there specifically to see it, or were you just happened to be there on vacation or something?
Yeah, we went on vacation to see the launch.
Far out. Gonna need to create another audio channel. I've got to get everything off the desktop.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Kineas 123. Homestead approach Kineas 123 is type icon 1 miles northwest of 14 Foxtrot Alpha 900 feet. Request flight following. Kineas 123
Okay, let me try this.
Tons. It is currently a privately operated tourist attraction. Coral Castle is noted for legends surrounding its creation that claim it was built single-handedly by Leedskalnin using reverse magnetism or supernatural abilities to move and carve numerous stones, each weighing many tons.
I've heard about the Coral Castle before down here. They said that this guy was using, I've heard everything. He was using Tesla levitation and mystic stuff, and he definitely had a unique setup and advanced ways to move things. I don't know if it was anything mystic going on, but this is that place that the guy built single-handedly for his wife out of coral rocks.
Man, I'm flying over some kind of weird thing.
Coral Castle is an oolite limestone structure created by the Latvian-American eccentric Edward Leedskalnin. It is located in unincorporated territory of Miami-Dade County, Florida, between the cities of Homestead and Leisure City. The structure comprises numerous megalithic stones, mostly limestone formed from coral, each weighing several tons. It is currently a privately operated tourist attraction. Coral Castle is noted for legends surrounding its creation that claim it was built single-handedly by Leedskalnin using reverse magnetism or supernatural abilities to move and carve numerous stones, each weighing many tons.
All right, well, it doesn't show up very good here. Maybe in 2024 it'll look better, but at least now we know where it's at. So that's nice. Okay. So that's there. So coming up ahead, we have Homestead Town Hall, Florida Pioneer Museum, and Homestead something here. What is this? Come on. Homestead Seaboard Airline Railway. Okay. Well, let's just keep going. I see you over there now.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing is I'm over, but it's like maybe they're growing oranges here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's like some crazy irrigation.
The Homestead Town Hall is the original town hall for the town of Homestead, built in 1917 Homestead, Florida. It is located at 41 North Chrome Avenue. On November 7, 1997, it was added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. The historic Homestead Town Hall Museum is located in Homestead Town Hall. The museum features photos, artifacts, and films about the city's history. This property is part of the Homestead Multiple Property Submission, a multiple property submission to the National Register. The Homestead Seaboard Airline Railway Station is a historic Seaboard Airline Railroad depot in Homestead, Florida. The station is located at 214 Northwest 9th Terrace, approximately 3/4 of a mile west of downtown Homestead. Constructed in 1927, it is identical to the original construction of the Delray Beach Seaboard Station farther north in Palm Beach County, with the sole exception of its use of the same Corinthian arches used in the Naples Seaboard Station and Hialeah Seaboard Station, as opposed to the plain stucco arches of the Delray Beach Station. It has the distinction of being both the southernmost seaboard station and the southernmost railroad station in the United States still standing. Like many seaboard stations in South Florida, the structure combined both a passenger station and a freight depot. However, the station at most only briefly saw passenger service in the late 1920s before the seaboard extension between Hialeah Junction and Homestead became dedicated to freight traffic only. The structure has long since been abandoned for freight handling, and is now privately owned by an auction house, which is attempting to restore the station. The adjacent tracks now only see sporadic freight service by CSX Transportation, the successor to Seaboard.
So everything over to our right now. This is all ever going out that way. That's all Everglades National Park area. Pretty much everything that way. That's a large area of land for the Everglades National Park. And then north of that, they have the Everglades and Francis S. Taylor Wildlife Management Area, the Big Cypress National Preserve, the Fakahatchee Strand Preserve State Park. So many places I would like to see. I'm sure it is absolutely beautiful down here. I've never been to Key West. I've never been to any of the Keys. So that would be nice. Oh, as always, I'm missing Henny in the chat room. Just got off from my most intense dogfight in DCS. It lasted 20 minutes. He shot 3 for 3. And 1 for 2. I didn't have flares and wanted to bomb, so I already used up all my missiles. I ended up retreating from the dogfight since I would definitely lose if I stayed in the dogfight for 2 more minutes. I have presentation due tomorrow, so I got to go off pretty soon again. Heading off now. Have a great flight. Man, I feel really bad for missing him in the chat room. And then you have a great day. That sounds awesome with the dogfight. I haven't reloaded DCS World since I've picked up this new machine. I need to check some settings here. That doesn't feel right. Terrain. We don't need this. That's what I wanted. The free look. I'm surprised this area is not populated unless, you know, I mean, I guess some of this is still wilderness area, but I'm surprised there's not a lot down here. Not a Walmart in sight, man.
There's a lot of nice detail out here.
I can't wait to get down a little closer to the water. I downloaded some low, medium, and high resolution maps for the area, so I'm hoping it's going to look pretty good. While we're doing this and just kind of heading that way, I haven't checked the forums today. And I haven't done my Microsoft rewards today, and I need to do that. Check all my other audio and make sure everything's still running right. Your browser. See what the top topics are for today. Wrong takeoff runway, DSD simulations, Hawker C, Fury, a very nice freeware. MSFS 2024 limited collector edition, not before December? Question mark. Parachute jumping? Question mark. Huh, that'd be interesting. Just Flight announces the Avro RJ series for MSFS. Third-party new 2024 plane, fully priced plane instead of upgrade plane. This is kind of where you were at last night. Low bandwidth message, connection lost, switch to offline. Speaking of, how is everything running on your end today, internet-wise?
Yeah, it seems to be back to normal.
$9800 X3D is 21% faster than the 7800 X3D. Okay. I kind of knew that one, though.
In certain applications.
Right.
It might not even be necessarily an improvement for gaming. Because gaming is kind of a specific workload. You know?
In development, Kennedy Space Center, VAB area, detailed scenery, including Launch Complex, 39A, SpaceX, and 39B, NASA Artemis SLS. That's cool. Announcement, FS Trains, North America. Let me drill down on that one. Coming soon to Marketplace on Xbox and PC, FS Trains. North America brings moving trains to over 100,000 miles of tracks across North America Amtrak trains on every route served by Amtrak. Class 1 freight on all mainline tracks. Variety of locomotives and cars such as intermodal, well cars, box cars, hoppers, and tank cars. Trees and other obstructions cleared from tracks. Update coming soon with 3D route network that enables trains to move perfectly smoothly along a route, bridges, tunnels included. No more jumping wagons. Wow. Bell OH-58D Kiowa Warrior released for November 4th. Miltech Simulations U-2 spy plane is announced. Update, Cessna 172 Bush Kit freeware. What does this say? Powerful member of the short takeoff and landing capable Skyhawk family built on a Lycoming 210 horsepower STC. NVIDIA GeForce Game Ready Driver 565.90. I don't know when that came out, but that was posted 2 hours ago, so might have to do a driver update. When 2024 comes out, I want to get that fly-by-wire, the A380.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk drivers coming soon. Alpine Magic. Many years ago, several of us formed a group in FSX using the L39 Albatross. It's taken a year for MSFS to get to the stage where it was once again feasible, but with the release of Just Flight Hawk T1, it will be a series of memorable and adrenaline-filled low-high-level exercises all stitched together in a flow of concentration, airmanship, and above all fun. Please PM me to let me know if you're interested. Okay. Simstrumentation, free air manager instruments for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Teaming up with blah, 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 a functional suite of instruments for the working title CJ4. Okay. Gotcha. And I read this one last night. The Hadrian's in development, Hadrian's Wall. So if you're interested in history and want something like Hadrian's Wall, it will put in the wall all the forts. Let me read this again. It was too cool. Too cool. And the pictures in this thread are awesome. 73 miles of wall, 140 miles of earthworks and obstacles, 152 turrets, 78 mile castles, small forts, 18 complete legionary forts with villages, 4 bridges, the complete Roman town of Coria, core bridge, each structure accurately placed according to the available data, retextured landscapes to remove modern towns, roads, buildings, and quarries. The entire system is being modeled using the latest archaeological and historical research, and in future posts, we will tell you more about the unique partnership behind the project. For now, here are some initial work in project shots from the desk research mapping of mile castle and turret types. Far out. I was telling Rent-A-Cal last night, I hope people continue to do more stuff like this, bringing ancient sites that you can't see anymore back. Like, for example, Troy. You know, some sort of recreation of Troy. There's nothing there in the actual game world. By the way, it'll be neat to see what people come up with, but that's really, really neat. Oh, wrong map. No, no, no. I wanted to do Bermuda Triangle during the Halloween season here, but you know, there's really not a lot to see. You're just flying up basically over the open water in the triangle area. Delete these. Discrimination or incarceration. Oh, I heard the stock market is already on the climb this morning.
Yeah, I heard that. Man, I just switched to real weather. The wind is almost 40 knots.
Is it really?
Yeah, and stormy out.
Yeah, I noticed it was overcast, and I wanted to see the water really good today. So I turned off the live. There's somebody already there at Key West. Wool Strings 82845. He's in an AT-76 and he's at 15 feet. Let me look over and see if I can see Rent-A-Cow. Yeah. Pretty amazing how shallow it actually seems around here. I mean, looking under the, with the water mask, you can kind of make out what's underneath the water. And, you see so much. You can make out a lot of landmass. It's almost like you get to walk out through all of this. Hilarious. Man. Okay, we are almost here. So you had said last night that Bitcoin had reached an all-time high, and I saw that reflected in news headlines this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good time to sell some Bitcoin. You know, maybe pocket a little cash, but maybe not the best time to buy more.
Not the best time to buy more right now.
Right.
No. Any chance that you played Pirates by, the Sid Meier's game, Pirates, back in the day?
No. Played a pirate game, but it wasn't that.
Okay, so coming up right in front of us here, National Key Deer Refuge, right below us. Okay, now that we're here, go ahead and turn everything back up. I'm not sure what that is. I'm heading right towards it. The giant pink thing? It does look like a balloon. Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Turn this up. Turn this up. Yeah, it looks.
It's like a.
Oh, I'm coming down now. Yeah, it looks like a balloon, just like you're saying. Yeah, like one of those old dirigible styles.
Mm-hmm. There's another like mooring tower to the right. See that?
Not yet. Oh, it's got a texture problem. That's why it looks pink to me.
Yeah, here I'm over that other mooring tower. You see it?
Not yet.
Oh, there's guy wires. Oh shit. Yeah, watch out. There's wires.
Okay.
Cudjoe Key Air Force Station is a formerly used defense site of
Is there a balloon up
68.5
there?
acres in
There's
Monroe
like
County,
wires heading
Florida,
out.
7 miles northeast
Like
of
there's a
Perkey,
balloon up
Florida.
there. I gotta turn around and look
In
again.
February 1959, the county commissioned approved a water line to the missile tracking site on Cudjoe Key being built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Activated on the 16th of June 1959 by the Army, the site was to track missiles traveling over the Eglin Gulf Test Range. The Air Force assumed operations in 1960. The initial site code J08 was changed to Z399 in 1963. On the 30th of June 1967, the station transferred from the jurisdiction of Eglin AFB to Goodfellow
A
AFB
balloon
after
helipad.
beginning a May
And
1967
here there's
classified
wires that
mission
go
for
up
the
into the
USAF
sky.
Security Service. On the 30th of September 1970, the military installation transferred to Tyndall Air Force Base, and in 1973 the first aerostat of the tethered aerostat radar system was deployed at the site. By 1977 the site
Oh, there
had
is a
transferred
balloon
under
up
the
there.
671st
Oh,
is there?
Radar
Alright, cool.
Squadron at Homestead
Yeah, I'm gonna
Air
try and
Force
climb up
Base,
towards it.
and the site manager
That's
was
weird. I
John
don't see it.
Workman in a unit that worked for the Patrick
way up
AFB
there.
Range Measurements Laboratory. In 1981 the aerostat broke free
I see
while
those
being brought
lines
down
now.
prior
How
to a
weird.
storm, and it was
Yeah,
I mean,
later
they're
shot
bar-
down
If
by
you
an
follow
F-4
'em up,
Phantom, and the
there's
aerostat
a
broke free
balloon up
again
there.
in 1989 and
I'll
1991.
be darned.
In 2007, a private Cessna crashed into the tethers, killing 3 passengers.
Oh my.
In 2013,
I'm gonna
petition
climb up to it. It's
signatures
gonna
were
take a
being
minute.
gathered to keep the Fat Albert aerostat
It
at
says
the
somebody
station.
crashed into the
By
tethers in
2005,
2013 and
the
killed 3
annex had
people.
been redesignated as
Yeah, I
both
can't believe
Cudjoe
it 'cause
Key
you
Air
can't
Force
really see 'em.
Station and
And you
Detachment
wanna,
3,
you see
Southeast Air
the
Defense Sector,
the
with the latter
mooring
unit
station. You
embedded
want to
at
kind
the
of fly
site.
close to it to get a look.
Yeah, it is really hard to see them. And if I turn my camera a certain way, I can kind of make them out. And then they're invisible for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it. It's up above a cloud for me. It's probably like some weather monitoring or something for the.
Yeah, they said the Air Force Base was used for early detection of missiles and stuff.
Oh yeah. Makes.
Cuban Missile Crisis days, I would imagine.
Yeah.
This is called, where I'm at anyway, Sugarloaf Key.
The Florida Keys are a Coral Cay archipelago located off the southern coast of Florida, forming the southernmost part of the continental United States. They begin at the southeastern coast of the Florida Peninsula, about 15 miles south of Miami, and extend in a gentle arc south-southwest and then westward to Key West, the westernmost of the inhabited islands, and onto the uninhabited dry Tortugas. The islands lie along the Florida Straits, dividing the Atlantic Ocean to the east from the Gulf of Mexico to the northwest, and defining one edge of Florida Bay. At the nearest point, the southern part of Key West is just 90 miles from Cuba. The Florida Keys are between about 24.3 and 25.5 degrees north latitude. More than 95% of the land area lies in Monroe County, but a small portion extends northeast into Miami-Dade County, such as Totten Key. The total land area is 137.3 square miles. As of the 2010 census, the population was 73,090 with an average density of 532.34 per square mile, although much of the population is concentrated in a few areas of much higher density, such as the city of Key West, which has 32% of the entire population of the Keys. The U.S. Census population estimate for 2014 is 77,136. The city of Key West is the county seat of Monroe County.
Still climbing, almost
the
at
county
4,000
consists
feet.
of a
It's way up
section
there.
on the mainland which is almost entirely in Everglades National Park, and the Keys Islands from Key
Yeah,
Largo to the
if
Dry
you didn't know
Tortugas.
about that, and you're just cruising along at 3,000 or something, and the thing is in a cloud, you'd never see it until it's way too late.
Yeah, that would be horrible. That's a really tragic story to hear.
That's why you got to really study your route
Yeah, you do.
before you go on a flight in real life. You make sure, double, triple check everything.
Can I possibly bother you to maybe just get a tiny bit closer to your mic or increase your audio level a little bit?
How's this?
Much better.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning back.
Time is it? It is. Hey, it's 26 minutes after the hour, and you know what that means. It means we're 6 minutes after the 20-minute mark. That's the smoke break. So, Smoke, if you got him, was hoping we could get here for the 20-minute mark and do a smoke on the ground, but this smoke break brought to you by the Great Green Fleecium Growers of the Orion Sector Block, Guild number 420. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The narrator said 76,000 people live in the Keys.
Yeah, there's all kinds of little communities.
I am just about to enter Key West Air, what is it? It is Naval Air Station Key West. This is their territory. And they've got a nice airport. I'm going to do a touch and go at the naval base.
Man, this thing must be at like 10,000 feet.
Naval Air Station Key West is a naval air station and military airport located on Boca Chica Key, 4 miles east of the Central Business District of Key West, Florida, United States. NAS Key West is a training facility for air-to-air combat fighter aircraft of all military services, with favorable flying conditions year-round and nearby aerial ranges. The station and its associated offshore air combat maneuvering ranges are equipped with the P-5 Combat Training System/Tactical Combat Training System, which tracks and records aerial maneuvers. On a broader scale, NAS Key West's national security mission supports operational and readiness requirements for the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, Air National Guard and Army National Guard units, other federal agencies, and allied military forces. The air station is also host to several tenant commands, including Fighter Squadron Composite 111, Strike Fighter Squadron 106 Detachment Key West, the U.S. Army Special Forces Underwater Operations School and Headquarters, Joint Interagency Task Force South.
Squawk Tree 554 Kinney is 123. Kinney is 123 radar contact, 2 miles west of Boca Chica 400 feet. Altimeter 29.902. Roger, Kinney is 123.
Okay, up next in front of us is Stock Island. That's nice. Like they have a little lighthouse down there. You know, it just occurred to me that I should have all of my leisure boat traffic up to make this more. Yeah, I normally don't. I mean, you know, lately I haven't been traveling over water at all. So let me go to traffic and turn on ships and ferries and turn it all the way up. And we'll add some road vehicles. So now hopefully it'll start populating some leisure boats and other things into the area as we make our way back. I hope you don't mind if we do a small little layover at Key West, like 5-10 minutes or so.
Key West Golf Club is a neighborhood within the city of Key West, Florida in Monroe County, United States. The course is actually located on Stock Island but is within Key West city limits. The residential area is called Key West Golf Club Community and is located on the golf course. It is a public golf course and the community is private/gated with no association with the golf course. There are dwellings for sale starting at $300,000 and up to about $900,000. There are rentals available for 1 month minimum. It is located on Stock Island and is the area north of US Route 1.
Houses in this area are from $300,000 to $900,000, and rentals have to be done 1 month at a time.
That's got to be outdated. It's more than that if you want a house out here. Gotta be.
Yeah, don't know when that was when that wiki was last updated. Okay, to our right, the Naval Air Station Key West dredgers Key Sigsbee. And we're entering Key West now proper. And then we have 3 more attractions at this, 3 more
Key
points of
West is
interest.
an island in the Straits of Florida, within the U.S. state of Florida. Together with all parts of the separate islands of Dredger's Key, Fleming Key, Sunset Key, and the northern part of Stock Island, it constitutes the city of Key West. The island of Key West is about 4 miles long and 1 mile wide, with a total land area of 4.2 square miles. It lies at the southernmost end of U.S. Route 1, the longest north-south road in the United States. Key West is about 95 miles north of Cuba at their closest points. It is also 130 miles southwest of Miami by air, about 165 miles by road, and 106
We're closer to
miles
Cuba right now
north-northeast
than we
of
are
Havana.
Miami.
The city of Key West is the county seat of Monroe County, which includes a majority of the Florida Keys
You want
and
to do a
part
little
of the Everglades.
layover to pick up
The
some
total land
cigars?
area of the city
No.
is 5.6 square miles. The official city
I'm not
motto
really into
is one
cigars.
human family.
Maybe a Cuban sandwich.
Key West is the southernmost city
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
there you go.
contiguous United States and the westernmost island connected by highway in the Florida Keys. Duval Street, its main street, is 1.1 miles in length in its 14-block-long crossing from the Gulf of Mexico to the
But
Straits
you know,
of
I've never
Florida
had a
and the
Cuban
Atlantic
cigar, so I
Ocean.
mean, I don't know.
Key
You know,
West is the southern terminus
could be one of those
US
things that
Route
changed
1.
my life. But for the most part, I'm not. I've never really been big on cigars. That they've got their water treatment plant here. There's some big cruise ships over here. The cruise ships look really nice in the 2024 Alpha. The detail was really, really nice. These are just photogrammetry, it looks like, but I don't know yet. Getting down to them.
The U.S. Naval Station in Key West, Florida, United States is a historic district that was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1984. It is a 12-acre district roughly bounded by
Yeah, this
Whitehead,
thing's at 10,000
Eaton, and
feet.
Caroline Streets.
Oh, you're still going
It
after the
included
balloon?
23 structures
Yeah.
built during
All right.
1845 to 1923, one
Only
built in
9,700
1942,
just flying
4
under it
fresh
now.
water cisterns and 4 elevated storage tanks. The naval station included an area known as the Truman Annex, an area including officers' quarters and the Little White House where President Harry S. Truman occasionally vacationed.
It is so amazing how big these cruise liners are. They literally are little floating cities, man. They're so huge.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it over here to this far edge on Key West, you'll see the 2 cruise liners. One of them's so big it looks like it's got a spoiler on the back of it. Not sure what that, what I'm sure it's for wind. It looks like a giant tail on an aircraft on the back of this cruise liner. It's got swimming pools. Wild. Never done a cruise. That would be nice. I think I'm going to use that pier as a runway. Well, I got the water. Let me get my gear up.
The Ernest Hemingway House was the residence of American writer Ernest Hemingway in the 1930s.
Oh, no
The
shit,
house
huh?
is situated on the island of Key West in Florida. Due to its association with Hemingway, the property is the most popular tourist attraction in Key West. It is also famous for its large population of so-called Hemingway cats. From 1931 to 1939, the house was inhabited by Hemingway and his wife Pauline Pfeiffer. During his time at the home, Hemingway wrote some of his best-received works, including the non-fiction work Green Hills of Africa, the short stories The Snows of Kilimanjaro and the short Happy Life of Francis Makoma, and the novels To Have and Have Not and Islands in the Stream. After the Hemingways' divorce and deaths, the house was auctioned off and subsequently converted into a private museum in 1964. On November 24, 1968, it was designated a National Historic Landmark.
Okay, so on the very tip of Key West over here, this is where Ernest Hemingway lived. In this area's, he's got a house down there that's a museum now. And there's a breed of cats over here called the Hemingway cats. Pretty far out. What else do we have over here? Southernmost Point Buoy is an anchored concrete buoy in Key West, marking the southernmost point in the continental United States, the lowest latitude land of contiguous North America states. All right, so I'm gonna put us down for a landing for a short little break here in Key West, in this little area here. And hope I don't kill us. You can definitely botch a landing in an icon on the water. Maybe I better not try to land in there. So did you find it?
What?
The balloon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I flew past it, got some screenshots.
Nice. How big was it?
It was the same as the one on the ground.
Aha. Did you happen to get a plane with floats on it?
Yep. Getting a bit of stutter. Must be a bunch of objects loading in. Lots of stutter.
Man, our planes are just so tiny compared to these things. Just so small. And this damn thing not want to just stop. There's no anchor on this thing. See what happens. I'll just turn off the engine here for a minute. Man, I don't know if I have the water up all the way. So. Okay, there's no ultra. All right. So, parking here for a minute, gonna have another little smoke break and grab a cup of coffee. And so like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then we'll be on our way back up through the Keys and making our way back to Mar-a-Lago. Anybody would like to join, feel free. It's open to anybody if you'd like to fly with us. Of course, multiplayer's on. If you just want to fly and be seen, then we'll see ya. But pardon me for a moment, going to grab that coffee. That's weird. It's not showing your plane again as the proper plane with the floats. Wonder what is up with that. Go check my options. Use generic aircraft models on multiplayer is off.
Yeah,
that's so strange.
That should do it.
And yeah, up to now, we've never had any problem. Every plane you've been in, I've seen the proper one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, be right back. All right. Where are we at? 256 here. We got snow last night. We had about 3 inches here, and up north, where my wife's mother lives, about 8 inches of snow. And then North Denver. Just in, Robert Kennedy says he intends to clear out the entire department of the Food and Drug Administration. Far out.
You there?
I am. Just sitting here going over Twitter, having my smoke.
Mhm.
Oh, you may have been away from the mic, but we got some snow here last night. We got about 3 inches of snow here, and they got about 8 inches up north in Denver.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, but awful cold today.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'll have enough time to fly all the way back.
Alrighty. We can do it. We can just teleport, start somewhere. We can just start back there if you want. If you want to see Mar-a-Lago.
I'm just gonna take off and start cruising.
Okay, sounds good. Let me get this thing started back up again here. Make sure our water rudder's up. And off we go. All right. So our trip begins now from Key West to Mar-a-Lago, where we're going to go. We're going to go celebrate a little bit today. Yesterday I was nervous. I feel like I can breathe again today. And that we're on the right track again. Laps up. You can kind of make out the moon out there. Come on, trim. Trying to get this plane trim. She wants to climb. Have you ever used the speed up keys in the simulator to speed the simulator up?
Maybe once.
I'm gonna speed it up by 2 times, I think.
Yeah, I see you chugging along. Alright, I gotta go and take care of some stuff.
Okay, sir, you have a great afternoon.
Yeah, you bet. It was good.
All right, thanks for inspiring this flight today.
Say hi to Dawn for me when you get to Mar-a-Lago.
Right out. Keep some champagne for you.
Yep.
How fast can we make this thing go? That's pretty fast. I think it would be scary as heck driving on some of these roads, man. That just sit right on top of the water like that. Crazy. We're a crazy, crazy people. All right. It's a very interesting looking area here. I'm surprised it didn't trigger these along here.
Jules Undersea Lodge is an American hotel located in Key Largo, Florida, and is the only underwater hotel in the United States.
An underwater
It is 30 feet deep
hotel.
on the ocean floor, and guests have to scuba dive to get to their rooms.
Wow.
The hotel is located at the bottom of the and was opened in 1986. The hotel's name comes from the novelist Jules Verne, author of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Scuba certification is required for entrance as the front door is located 21 feet underwater.
Wow.
Jules has had over 10,000 overnight guests in its 30 years of operation. Today, many certified divers who are interested stay in the Jules Underwater Lodge, and some who meet the skill and bottom time requirements and participate in underwater experiments in the Marine Lab can elect to receive specialty diver recognition from PADI or NOOB as a recreational aquanaut. This is the only recreational aquanaut qualification available worldwide. Today, aquanaut hotel guests must scuba dive to reach the facility, and a nearby land-based offers diving lessons for people who are unfamiliar with the activity. Years ago, non-scuba diving guests were taken down to the lodge breathing air pumped down from the surface through a long hose similar to a garden hose, but this practice was discontinued, and now all guests must scuba dive to the lodge entrance 5 fathoms below. The air hose system has been replaced by a hooker rig featuring modern scuba regulator second stages and is often used by guests and the operations crew to get back and forth to the lodge without donning scuba gear.
What a trip. So, we just passed Crocodile Lake National Wildlife Refuge. I guess even crocodiles need protecting. Biscayne National Park coming up ahead here.
Biscayne National Park is an American national park in southern Florida, south of Miami. The park preserves Biscayne Bay and its offshore barrier reefs. 95% of the park is water, and the shore of the bay is the location of an extensive mangrove forest. The park covers 172,971 acres and includes Elliott Key, the park's largest island and northernmost of the true Florida Keys, formed from fossilized coral reef. The islands farther north in the park are transitional islands of coral and sand. The offshore portion of the park includes the northernmost region of the Florida Reef, one of the largest coral reefs in the world. Biscayne National Park protects 4 distinct ecosystems: the shoreline mangrove swamp, the shallow waters of Biscayne Bay, the coral limestone keys, and the offshore Florida Reef. In the early 20th century, the islands became secluded destinations for wealthy Miamians who built getaway homes and social clubs. The amphibious community of Stiltsville, established in the 1930s in the shoals of the northern Biscayne Bay, took advantage of its remoteness from land to offer offshore gambling and alcohol during Prohibition. Biscayne Bay remained undeveloped until the 1960s, when a series of proposals were made to develop the Keys in the manner of Miami Beach and to construct a deep-water seaport for bulk cargo, along with refinery and petrochemical facilities on the mainland shore of Biscayne Bay. Through the 1960s and 1970s, 2 fossil-fueled power plants and 2 nuclear power plants were built on the bay shores. A backlash against development led to the 1968 designation of Biscayne National Monument. The preserved area was expanded by its 1980 redesignation as Biscayne National Park. The park is heavily used by boaters, and apart from the park's visitor center on the mainland and the jetty at Lac Point Marina, its land and sea areas are accessible only by boat. Stiltsville is a group of wood stilt houses located 1 mile south of Cape Florida, on sandbanks of the safety valve on the edge of Biscayne Bay in Miami-Dade County, Florida. The structures stand on wood or reinforced concrete pilings, generally 10 feet above the shallow water, which varies from 1 to 3 feet deep at low tide. Most sources claim the first stilt shack was built in the early 1930s, but some Dade County historians say there were a dozen shacks in the flats as early as 1922. Crawfish Eddie Walker built a shack on stilts above the water in 1933, toward the end of the Prohibition era, allegedly to facilitate gambling, which was legal at 1 mile offshore. The first social club built at Stiltsville was constructed during the late 1930s and named the Calvert Club. Stiltsville may not have looked like much, but in the 1940s and 1950s, it was a popular place where lawyers, bankers, politicians, and other money, well-connected Miamians came to drink, relax, and kick back. Stiltsville's frontier era ended with Hurricane Betsy in 1965. Beginning in August 1965, the state of Florida required building owners to pay $100 annually to lease their quarter-acre circular campsites. No permits for new construction were issued, and structures that sustained more than 50% damage could not be rebuilt. Building codes were implemented and the state banned commercial operations after 1969. In 1976, the state renewed leases for $300 annually but included an expiration date of July 1, 1999. A clause in the lease stated that structures remaining after that date would be removed at the owner's expense. As the lease termination date approached, the leaseholders requested renewals. More than 75,000 people asked that Stiltsville be spared. In August 2000, the Park Service announced that the houses would not be demolished and the existing leases would be extended while a preservation plan was developed. 7 houses are remaining today.
Wow. Got a stadium down there. And lots of tennis courts. It's there for a moment. What is out here? Something is out here. The Neptune Memorial Reef.
The Neptune Memorial Reef is an underwater columbarium in what was conceived by the Creator as the world's largest man-made reef of ocean floor at a depth of 40 feet. It was originally conceived by Gary Levine and designed by artists and known as the Atlantis Reef Project or the Atlantis Reef as of 2012. The reef occupies a half-acre space, but a planned expansion 16 acres is underway. The city design involves underwater roads leading to a central feature with benches and statuary. The place was chosen at 3.25 miles off the coast of Key Biscayne, Florida. It is a type of burial at sea and the first phase is estimated to be able to accommodate 850 remains, with an eventual goal of more than 125,000 remains.
So a cemetery, it seems. All right, coming up next in front of us, we have Key Biscayne right below us, Rickenbacker Causeway. A lot of stuff over here. Fisher Island. Okay. Here we have Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. Panorama Towers, a mixed-use 85-story skyscraper in Miami, Florida. Downtown Miami, Urban Center, Miami, Florida. Port of Miami. American Airlines Arena. Jungle Island, formerly Parrot Jungle, is a relaunched eco-adventure park on Watson Island, Miami, Florida. Nice. South Beach. Sobe. Fifth Street Gym, a boxing gym. Miami, officially the city of Miami, is known as the 305, the Magic City, and Gateway to the Americas, is a coastal metropolis and the county seat of Miami-Dade County in South Florida, United States. All right, so let's turn here and head towards Miami and then up. That's where we started at Doral. Miami Sea Aquarium. All I can think about right now is like CSI Miami. That's a big seaquarium park. So from a Trump supporter to you, if you're not a Trump supporter and you're feeling mad or sad today, and you feel like, you know, for whatever reason, like Trump is going to come after you for whatever. I don't think that's ever been the case. They've made it seem like, you know, we're your enemy. He's literally Hitler, and you know, folks, none of that is true. As far as, and I've been a follower from day one.
Panorama Tower is a mixed-use 85-story skyscraper in Miami, Florida, United States. Located in the Brickell district of downtown Miami, it is the tallest building in Miami and the tallest building in Florida. Construction on Panorama Tower was put on hold during the 2007 to 2009 Great Recession. The project was revived in 2012 when owner Tibor Hollow hired Moshe Kosica, IR architect, to redesign the project. In 2013, the project was revised. The 868-foot tower includes residential, hotel, retail, and office space. Panorama Tower overtook the Four Seasons Hotel Miami as tallest when it topped out in late 2017.
I can't tell which one's the tallest at all.
The project is the first development in the city of Miami to be funded in part by EB-5 visas. While the entire site was technically addressed 1101 Brickell Avenue, the building actually located on the back of the lot, behind two existing office buildings at 1100 Brickell Bay Drive. It is about 2 blocks from the 10th Street Metro Mover station.
So I was saying, you know, our beef all along, from my perspective, has always been, you know, people inside the government abusing power on both sides.
Downtown Miami is the urban city center of Miami, Florida. The city's greater downtown region consists of the Central Business District, Brickell, the Historic District, Government Center, the Arts and Entertainment District, and Park West. It is divided by the Miami River and is bordered by Midtown Miami's Edgewater and Wynwood sections to its north, Biscayne Bay to its east, the Health District and Overtown to its west, and Coconut Grove to its south. Downtown Miami is the core of the Miami metropolitan area, the nation's 9th largest and world's 34th largest metropolitan area with a population of 6.158 million people. Within downtown Miami, Brickell Avenue and Biscayne Boulevard are the main north-south roads, and Flagler Street is the main east-west road. The downtown Miami perimeters are defined by the Miami Downtown Development Authority as the 3.8 square miles area east of Interstate 95 between Rickenbacker Causeway to the south and the Julia Tuthill Causeway, which connects Miami and Miami Beach to the north. The area is a cultural, financial, and commercial center of the Miami metropolitan area, tracing its present-day history back to the 19th century. In recent years, downtown Miami has the third greatest concentration of high-rises in the United States and is home to many major museums, parks, education centers, banks, company headquarters, courthouses, government offices, theaters, shops, and many of the oldest buildings in the city. Brickell is a neighborhood in Miami, Florida, located directly east of Interstate 95, south of the historic CBD, and north of Coconut Grove. Brickell is known as the financial district of Miami, as well as South Florida. As South Florida's financial district, Brickell is the core of Miami's banking, investment, and financial sectors. The Arts and Entertainment District is an urban neighborhood with numerous hotels and high-rises. Public transportation in the downtown area is used more than in any other part of downtown life.
Very nice. So I see so many people angry out there, and they're yelling and screaming and like it's the end of the world. And some people saying, I woke up a slave. I'm going to wake up a slave, and I'm not going to have any rights. I don't know where they come up with this stuff. I don't know where people are coming to these conclusions, other than, they believed the media. They believed all the negative things that were spread by the opposing party. But it's never been, we want to be, we don't run around saying Democrats are the enemy. You guys are literal Hitlers. Mostly though, like people in power, people in politics. That's who we're after. So you're going to hear a lot of things about retribution in the coming days, and justice. And, yesterday I was talking about Thomas Jefferson and other founders, and their warnings to us that if we didn't clean out the government regularly, like every 20 years, clean out the government, kick them all out, there would come a point where it would become corrupt. And they warned us and warned us and warned us. And so the way a lot of Trump supporters feel is that we've hit that point. Since 1974, it's been more of a uniparty. With both parties, once they get elected, not properly representing us. And, putting us in debt, and all of the corruption and abuses of power. Now, from this perspective, from 2016 forward, I saw so many abuses of power that Democrats just don't want to acknowledge in their own party, and even in the Republican Party. People that engaged in sedition and treason, from my perspective. And I'm no political expert, kind of a dummy, but even a dummy like me can see what they're doing, saw what they were doing. And according to the law, as I understand it, that's treason. A lot of the things these people have done to stay in power are treasonous. Right? And so, as Americans, good versus bad, good guys versus bad guys, law versus criminals. We can't have this kind of corruption. We can't have this kind of stuff going on in our government. And it needs to be corrected. So, because we didn't do it, and because we haven't been actively cleaning out the government, now we've come to a point where we kind of need a strong man. And we needed somebody whose livelihood doesn't depend on the grift. And so early on, you heard people say that he's not beholden to them. He's not beholden to them. So the right person for the right job. And so that's what it's, to me, what most of it has been about. And so, they're like, well, we need to call for unity. Well, yes, when it comes to me and you, citizen to citizen, I have no problem. Mostly. I mean, there are certain issues that are too liberal for a person like me and most Americans when it comes to our children in the education system. So, nobody ever gets along 100% of the time. So we have our differences, but You're not the enemy. Maybe confused. And you might feel that way about us. Maybe we're confused. But it's not supposed to be about us. That's the way they like it. They like it when it is us pointing the finger at each other and not at them. Don't you see? They want to keep us fighting against each other so we're not looking at them. They want you to believe we're the enemy. Again, you got to have an enemy to go after. And unfortunately, they used all the most horrible ways to do it. The most demonizing ways possible. I mean, really, literally, like everything you learn about propaganda and demonizing an enemy before you just try to commit genocide on them. They basically done all of that. In the languages that they use, again, they tried to assassinate Trump. That's how bad and damning the rhetoric was. And that's not America. We don't do that. If you're in politics, it's fair game to call you out for what you are. Communist, Marxist, treasonist. But citizens, hey, we're just citizens, man. I don't have any problem with you. I don't have any problem with anybody. But I have lots of problems with people in government. And again, you see people like RFK jumping on board saying, yeah, me too. Like the Food and Drug Administration and this agency and we've seen the upper echelon of the FBI and other agencies just doing ridiculously absurd things, and the Department of Justice doing absurdly ridiculous things. Folks, for everybody's sake, for all Americans' sake, we've got to make them remember that they are public servants. They are not lords. They are not ladies. They've consolidated so much power. They believe themselves, the global elite. They go into the government and they become multi-millionaires, and you're not supposed to become rich. Other presidents of the past have said, if you go into government and you become rich, you're a criminal. So all these people that go in and just, millions and millions and millions of dollars overnight that they couldn't have possibly gotten just from their government pay. So it's our fault that we didn't do what our founder said and use powers like writ of mandamus to kick everybody out every now and then. Maybe we're just too afraid if we do that, things that fall apart. But they told us it was okay to do and that we should do it. But we never did. So according to Thomas Jefferson, we should have already, over the years, cleaned out the government dozens of times over. So that ultimately, when people, who still don't understand why Trump won, they don't get it. They still don't get it. And they don't understand. They don't believe there's anything. I guess they don't see the government the way that most of us do. So I have to say that I was triggered as far back as Waco and Ruby Ridge, and I've had it out for people in government since. There's a lot more, lots and lots of other rabbit holes. Even things like, and I hate to bring it up, but Sandy Hook. Right? Nobody can prove anything. People can tell me, how dare you? How dare you think that nothing happened or it was a false flag or this and that? Prove it. Prove it. Unfortunately, the government changed the laws on us, citizens, fellow American citizens on either side. At one point in time, we always had access to homicide, crime scene photos, coroner reports. There was always a way for the citizenry to prove something happened. But isn't it funny that right when the government goes in and declares you're not going to share certain information with the general public anymore, they're going to have to get a judge's court order to get information. They've made it so hard for us to prove anything. And then right after they do that, yeah, super horrible things happen, which nobody can prove. So we're again, and then they want to create a ministry of truth. You don't believe us? We're going to punish you. So we're in a position the American public can't prove something happened, but if you dispute it, well, Mr. or Mrs., you might be in terrible trouble. How dare you say something didn't happen? Let's Alex Jones you. Let's make sure they understand how much we want them to believe our narrative. We're going to destroy Alex Jones and take him for everything he's worth. I'm sorry, folks. Nobody's been able to prove anything happened at Sandy Hook. Nobody. Nobody can prove anything. And that sucks. It goes back to the trust in all of our systems. We can't trust the government. We can't trust the election system. We can't trust the news. And that's not America. We have to have faith in our institutions. So, we need to get more control over everything. We need to be more proactive with the federal government and our governments and state and city governments in general. And that sucks because nobody, I guess other than the people who really want power and they want the grift, are actively looking for those kinds of jobs, in my opinion. So, So listening to the news today, people still on the news, they don't understand why he won. They don't get it. And I don't get how they don't get it. Are you willfully ignorant at this point? Are you such a heavily paid propagandist that that's just your job? That's your job. You're going to be out there. I can't believe the things that people are saying today. Horrible, horrible racist things. The white women didn't come out and support the black woman. The hell is wrong with you? No, it was racist. It was misogynist. Nobody wanted to see a woman president. The hell is wrong with you? The hell is wrong with you people? Yeah, you're not my enemy, but what the hell is wrong with you? How do you not get it after all this time? So I would say to everybody out there who's freaking out and crying, relax. Lord Almighty. Some people might have to face justice. And that's just all it is. It's not revenge. It's not retribution. It's just law and justice. And they've gotten away with so much stuff that in the past, they would have been yanked out of the halls of Congress. And back then, they had military tribunals, which they removed to protect themselves. So they pretty much tried abolishing, or they have basically abolished military tribunals and put it just to the courts. Well, military tribunals are usually trying cases of treason and sedition. And the penalty is death. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't make the rules. But we covered history yesterday, and we covered a lot, even biblical history. And we covered Dante in the Divine Comedy. And we talked a little bit about the special place in hell. And the special place in hell is inside the mouth of the devil, and you get chewed on. That's your eternity. You've earned a special place in hell. Now, what is a sin so great that you earn a special place in hell and the devil gets to chew on you? Stopping the advancement of civilization and being corrupt inside government. So, Brutus and Cassius, the assassins of Julius Caesar, are two of the people, according to Dante, who earned a special place in hell. Because they killed Julius Caesar. And in doing so, despite what Julius Caesar was doing, they stopped human advancement. They stopped civilization advancing and great works being created for the people. And that is people in our own government right now. I need to pause right here. I think we're really close. I think Mar-a-Lago is right around here. Could be wrong, could be further up, but let's be certain. So that's how I feel about a lot of people in government. And again, people on both sides. It's not ever been one-sided for us. And we've tried to tell you that all the way from the start. Hey, man, prior to Trump saying he was going to run for president, we agreed that stuff needs to be done with reforming the government. And all of a sudden he runs, and now you guys threw all that out the window. What, we don't agree anymore? I don't understand how people do that. In the years leading up to Trump, when we had political discussions with like libertarian friends, man, we agree on so much. Yeah, we need to do this. We need term limits. We need this. We need that. And then when it comes to Trump running, and now you just throw all that out the window, and none of that matters anymore. And, oh, you're the enemy, and you're Hitler, and you're fascist, and you're supremacist, and you're... Oh, my Lord. Get real. Okay. West Palm. I'm going to need a Bing map, I think, because I'm having a dickens of a time trying to find this now. Del Rey. West Palm. All right, well, I'm still a ways away from home, so just keep going. So to me, in watching, I wasn't very, I was political, but I was not super political, or, I didn't pay attention to everything that went on daily in Congress and from 2016 to now. I've spent a lot more time directly focusing on what people are doing in the halls of government. And yeah, it blows my mind that we let people up there get away with so much. But we don't really have representation anymore. Did you get a vote on Ukraine and how the money was going to be spent? No, you didn't. Have you ever been talked to or asked how you feel about anything going on in front of Congress lately? No. Me neither. Those beaches look so nice down there. There's Mar-a-Lago. Domestically, we needed to get things back on track. The drill, baby, drill. We got to become energy independent again. We've got to get the prices down. That's literally hour one. Hour one. Get the energy. Get the fuel. Get all that taken care of. We've got to get the prices down. It's just common sense at this point. Americans are hurting so bad with the inflated costs because of, again, just the price of fuel alone drives the cost of so many goods and services straight through the roof. So, we've got to get the fuel under control. If the fuel comes down dramatically and then there's still price gouging, then like the Democrats, we're going to go after the corporations for price fixing and gouging. But but you haven't addressed the issue. You're going after them, but it's unfair. Not that I'm going to stand up too much for corporations and but you've screwed up the playing field, and then you're going to penalize them for your mistake. You've caused the fuel to become so high that everybody has to raise their prices on everything. And then you're going to point the finger at them and blame them for high prices. And that's ridiculous. So over the last 4 years, unfortunately, the Green New Deal and whatever they got in their head about all that crap put them in a position where they said, we're no more coal plants, no more this, no more that. Shut down the pipelines, import crap fuel from Argentina that we have to refine ourselves when we already have the best sweet crude. How ridiculous, folks. How utterly ridiculous. So hour one, we've got, let us make a vow, American citizens. We will never have another $5 Big Mac. I know it sounds like a joke, but, it's like they're pointing out, smart people on the news, the economy is always going to be important. And when you have $5, $10 Big Macs, and going to McDonald's now costs as much as going to Red Lobster or a fancy restaurant, come on. Come on. I can't believe they've done that to us. And it goes back to the spending too. I'm not pointing the finger at one party here.
Delray Beach Tennis Center is a tennis center in Delray Beach, Florida. Built in 1992, the stadium currently holds 8,200 spectators. It has hosted Fed Cup and Davis Cup matches. In 2006, the Palm Beach Phantoms indoor football team planned on playing there, which would have made the tennis center the first outdoor facility to host the normally indoor sporting event. However, no agreement was made with the team, which forced the Phantoms to play all of its games on the road. The team folded after the 2006 season with a record of 1-6.
By not listening to the founders and saying, look, you've got to have periods of no immigration. You can't allow millions and millions of people to come in and just keep coming in with no periods of time off. Let everybody assimilate. Let the system balance itself. It's treasonous. How dare you hurt your own country that way? This is Mar-a-Lago, I believe. Ah, my fingers popped. It's cold here. That's the Gulfstream Hotel. Where the hell's Mar-a-Lago? Did I pass it? No, I didn't pass it. Okay, so it's still up ahead, but not far. I thought this was part of it for sure. The golf course. So obviously another golf course. Man, look at that estate down there or whatever. Country club. Wow. The money. Huge. Another little golf course there. I've got a cat. Hey, buddy, it's so cold outside. Why do you want to go outside? It's freezing. And I'm in the middle of this podcast. I'm almost done though. Almost. And then I'll let you outside.
The Lathis is a Norwegian shipwreck near Boynton Beach, Florida, United States. Built in 1868 in Sunderland, England, the iron-hulled vessel was originally christened Cashmere and rigged as a three-masted bark. After a career in the East Indian trade, Cashmere was sold to a Norwegian firm, renamed Lathis, and used in the American trade. It is located 3/4 of a mile north of Boynton Inlet, 175 yards offshore from Mar-a-Lago. On January 6, 2004, it was added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. It also became the 8th Florida underwater archaeological preserve the same year.
I can't believe the size of some of these houses. Well, mansions. These aren't houses, these are mansions. Shouldn't be surprised, but dang. We all have to get tiny homes and they don't. Must be nice. If we get more snow, probably tomorrow. No more politics. I think gonna go back to Colorado and enjoy some snow flying. All right, next stop, Mar-a-Lago. We are here, I don't know, a mile or two. Or three.
The Gulfstream Hotel is a historic hotel in Lake Worth, Florida. It is located at 1 Lake Avenue. On January 11, 1983, it was added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. Originally built in 1923, the hotel was mostly owned by the families of General Richard C. Marshall and Colonel H. K. Maddox. From 1941 to 1971, it was managed by Ben Pease. After Pease retired, along with his wife Ellen, son Rick, and daughters Beth and Carol ran the operations until 1992. A book was written about the classic hotel in 1976 titled The Gulfstream Hotel Story by Glenn Ingram. Ingram was a career CPA from Chicago who spent many winters at the Gulfstream with his wife Nell. Seabraid Signal Corp Lake Worth purchased the hotel in 2005 for $12.9 million. It was the target of a foreclosure lawsuit.
Wow, nice. Interesting just to see a big open space. No, don't crash right before we get here. Down on my map. Hello, almost at Mar-a-Lago. Alrighty. Bye. Okay. It says we're almost there. Oops. It says we're here, and Mar-a-Lago is right there. Show you. Cut it out. Right here after this intersection, right? I believe so. Because he's got to have a way right from the airport.
Mar-a-Lago is a resort and national historic landmark in Palm Beach, Florida, built from 1924 to 1927 by serial company heiress and socialite Marjorie Merriweather Post. The 126-room, 62,500 square foot mansion contains the Mar-a-Lago Club, a members-only club with guest rooms, a spa, and other hotel-style amenities. It is located in Palm Beach County on the Palm Beach Barrier Island, with the Atlantic Ocean to the east and Florida's intracoastal waterway to the west. At the time of her death in 1973, Post bequeathed the property to the National Park Service, hoping it could be used for state visits or as a winter White House, but because the cost of maintaining the property exceeded the funds provided by Post, and it was difficult to secure the facility, the property was returned to the Post Foundation by an act of Congress in 1981. In 1985, Mar-a-Lago was purchased by Donald Trump at a price of around $10 million. His wife at the time, Ivana Trump, was charged with running the property. Trump retained Mar-a-Lago through both his divorces. His family maintains private quarters in a separate, closed-off area of the house and grounds. Trump has frequently visited there as President of the United States, referring to it as the Winter White House and his Southern White House. Mar-a-Lago has been used to host meetings for President Trump and international leaders, including Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and Chinese President Xi Jinping. In September 2019, Mar-a-Lago became the primary residence for Donald and Melania Trump, who previously held primary residence in New York City. It is the second-largest mansion in the state of Florida and the 22nd-largest mansion in the United States. In 2018, Forbes estimated the value of the estate at around $160 million, having appreciated greatly throughout the past decades since Trump's purchase due to several factors such as the extensive renovation, lavish features and furniture, the exclusivity of the location, as well as its historic meaning and significance.
All right. So he didn't come up with the term Winter White House. He didn't make that up. So as we saw from the history on it, when they built it, the people who built it were calling it the Winter White House. So it's appreciated. Remember they were trying to say he bought it for 10 and they were trying to appreciate it at like 30 million, something like that. And she's saying, and I don't know when this wiki came out, but valued at 100 million now. So pretty amazing. I mean, we don't have a detailed model, and maybe in 2024 this will be much better. And then I'll look out there later for any specific people that might be making a handcrafted Mar-a-Lago. So we get to take a look at it a little bit better. I can just Google it too. We can really kind of get a good look at maybe what some of this stuff looks like. But I mean, those columns and wow, just wow. So let me bring this over here. Okay, so there's a good shot of it. Yeah, these columns up here. Wow, that is so beautiful. All these interesting towers. Man, just so posh. Oh my. Oh my. Those look sharp. You see on those columns going up on the side of the bed there? Wow. It looks like one of those could catch you. It looks like there's the floor, it's a rug, but it looks like a tapestry. It looks like a medieval tapestry on the floor. It's kind of from where we're looking, our vantage point at the moment. Dang. Wow. Paddington Bears? Cute. All right, well, looks like we've run out of Mar-a-Lago images. Okay, the airport right here is West Palm Beach International or something like that. Just right there. So you can see how when he flies in, it's just pretty much a straight shot. Leaves the airport, comes down this road, he's here. See that? There's the airport. There's the highway or road. Comes right down into here. And you're here. No fuss. I thought I might be able to land, but I don't think so. So, I know when people hear "Make America Great Again," some people are actually triggered. You know, let's make America groovy again. And I don't know how old a lot of you folks are, but I'm getting up there. And we used to be groovy. We used to be fun, groovy people. And we've kind of lost that a little bit. And I miss it. I miss the fun you. And
Palm Beach International Airport ICAO, KPBI, is a public airport in Palm Beach County, Florida, located just west of the city of West Palm Beach, Florida, United States, for which it serves as the primary airport. It is also the primary airport for most of Palm Beach County, serving the suburbs and cities of Boca Raton, Wellington, Boynton Beach, Jupiter, and Palm Beach Gardens. It is the third busiest airport in the Miami metropolitan area after Miami International Airport and Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The airport is operated by Palm Beach County's Department of Airports. Road access to the airport is direct from I-95, Southern Boulevard, and Congress Avenue. The airport is bordered on the west by Military Trail. History. Palm Beach International Airport began operations in 1936 as Morrison Field. It was named in honor of Grace Morrison, a key participant in the planning and organization of the airfield. The first flight departing the field was a New York-bound DC-2 operated by Eastern Airlines in 1936. The airport was dedicated on December 19, 1936.
Neat. So, I hope that the next 4 years is very fruitful for everybody, and this is a prosperous time for everybody to get back on your feet, to get caught up with all your bills, to make some good money, to have your 401k go up, to have your stocks go up, to bring down the cost of everything, and to be groovy again, and be fun again, and, you know, stop hating each other. And again, they've done that to us, making us point fingers at each other. You're the enemy, you're the enemy, you're the enemy. No, folks, you're not the enemy. You're groovy. Nobody gets along 100% of the time, and we never have, but again, we used to be groovy and we used to be a lot of fun. The music was groovy. The clothes were groovy. People were good people. And we're all, you know, still there. We're still those people. But they have pushed us to be against each other, and we can't do that. We've never, you know, as far as I'm concerned with the MAGA crowd, we've never felt that way. That's just something that they wanted you to believe, that we're your enemy, we're the enemy, we're an existential threat to democracy, which we're not a democracy, we're a republic. So our beef has never been with you. It's always been about them and getting things back on track. So thank you for joining me today on this trip down to the Keys and back up to Mar-a-Lago and checking that place out. And again, it's snowing in Colorado, and we're supposed to have snow possibly up to 4 days. So probably be back in Colorado, flying a Cessna around, maybe doing some emergency snow flying. That thing has no de-icing, and therefore you can find yourself in emergency situations, and maybe we'll play out some of those tomorrow. Do some training on that. So again, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Let me get my cover art and bid you adieu. And I'm going to run off over to Twitter and open the news. I haven't caught up with anything since like 3 o'clock this morning, really. And I got my fingers crossed for all of us. Those of you who worry the most, I've got my fingers crossed for you the most. Those of you that are screaming at us the most, freaking out, got my fingers crossed for you the most. So